Hello and good morning. We're in day 12. It's actually day 13, but we're going to say day 12. And take a look here. This one gives you the volume of the cylinder. So the volume of the cylinder. So let's draw a cylinder. And the volume is 300 pi. The circumference equals pi times diameter, and the circumference is 10 pi. So we're going to divide by pi. We're going to get the diameter is 10. Therefore, the radius is 5. So this is a work backwards problem. Put an arrow going back. Let's work it. Let's put another one and another one. Every time you see a work backwards, put those 3 arrows. Anyway, the formula is a circle, which is pi radius squared times the height. We know the volume, so put 300 pi equals pi radius squared times the height. We're looking for the height. We know the radius is 5. We're going to divide by pi here, and the pi's cancel. Okay? You get a little more paper. At this point, we're going to have 300 is equal to radius squared. So that's 5 times 5 right here is 25h. We're going to divide by 25. There's 4 of these in 100, so 4 times 3 is 12. We're going to go with 12 on this one. We're going to check it. That is the answer. Put a star by that. Work backwards. This one right here, let's see what's going on. The diameter of a basketball. Well, a basketball is a sphere. So volume equals 4/3 pi radius cubed. And it says the diameter is 9.5. That's all the way across. Let me say that again. All the way across. And the diameter of a tennis ball is 2.5. So you got 2 things going on here. The volume of the basketball is about how many times bigger than the tennis ball? Well, you got to do volume twice, that's all. So put volume equals pi radius squared h twice. And we're going to substitute. So we're going to get pi. We're going to leave pi alone. The radius is not 9.5. So we're going to take our calculator. Remember, that's your diameter. So 9.5 divided by 2 is going to be 4.75 times the height. And let's see what this height is. Okay, so they don't really give us the height here, but we do have that. So we're going to find, let's see what we got here. Leave that alone. So the height is going to be the same on, I guess, both of these. No, it shouldn't be. Let's see what else. The volume, how many times bigger? All right, well, let's just try this. Take 4.75, oops, and square it. So I get 22.56 pi h. And then this one, and actually, no, this is not the correct formula. So there we go, that has it. So it's going to be 4 times pi times the radius cubed. Now let's go back. 9.5 divided by 2. So that's going to be 4.75 and 4.75 and 4.75. Let's figure that one out since I have it on here. So times 4.75 times 4.75 equals that. And then times 4. And I get 428.6. Okay, this one, 2.5 divided by 2 is going to be 1.25. So it's going to be volume equals 4 thirds pi radius cubed. So it's going to be 1.25 3 times. Okay, so times 1.25 times 1.25 times 4, press equals, divide by 3. Now I'm not sure that I divided that last one by 3, so let me redo that one. Okay, so let's back up. 4.75 times 4.75 times 4.75, press equals, times 4. Okay, I didn't, and then divide by 3. So I get 142 and some change. So I'm going to divide 142, or whatever it is, divided by 2.6. And I get 54 or 55. I'm going with C, and C is the correct answer. All right? So be careful with that. This one right here, let's see what's going on. Jeff, I guess that's Australia, is mailing a jar of jam to his grandmother. He finds a rectangular box just tall enough for the jam. What expression represents the volume of the box that is not occupied by the jar? Well, you're going to do the volume of the box. So volume equals length times width times height, right? So the length is 15 times 10 times h. Okay? And the volume of the jar is pi radius squared h. So that's 3.14. Let's see how they do the answers here. Let's leave it as pi just for the heck of it and see. The radius squared, so that's 5 times 5, times the height, which we don't know. So this is going to be 25 pi h. Okay? And this one is going to be 150 h. So you're going to subtract those two. So we're looking for one that's going to subtract those two. This one right here has an h in common. So you could technically factor out the h, which is what I think they did. So it's 150 minus 25 pi, and then whatever you get times h. And that is the answer right here. Okay? Just so you know, there it is. Not hard to do, you can do it. Let's try the next one. Alice is shopping for cheese. She knows that cheddar cheese and brie have the same volume, even though the shapes are different. So the volumes are equal. Okay? Even though the shapes, based on the diagram, what is the width of this one, I guess? So we'll think of that one. All right? So the volumes are the same. So what you're going to do is figure out the volume here. So it's going to be length times width times height. So that gives you 30. That's 12. That's 120, I think. Okay? So that's the volume. This one right here is going to be divided by 2. It's a triangle, remember? So it's going to be base times height, base times height of the triangle, divided by 2, times the height of the prism here, times 10. So this is going to be half of 10 is 5 times 3 is 15W. So I get 15W for the volume here. But the volumes are equal, so I'm going to set it equal to 120, and then I'm going to divide. So 120 divided by 15 should give us the answer. And the answer is 8. And according to the sheet, the answer is 8 as well. So that really wasn't a hard problem. Okay? Make sure you understand. You got to figure out the volume of this one, set it equal to the volume of that one, and then solve for W. All right, work the backside. Okay, so on the back side here, let's see what's going on here. Okay, so obviously they're looking for volume, not just because they say it, but because it's a cube. So we want to do this. This is 20 across, and the diameter, so the radius is 10. So we want to do the cylinder first, plus we want to add 4/3 pi radius cubed, which is the whole sphere, but we only want half of it, So then you're going to divide by 2. Okay? So this one is pi radius squared times the height. And the height is 150. Okay? So this one is going to be 100, 10 times 10, 100 times 150. And I get a large number, 15,000 pi. Okay, plus this one is going to be 4 times pi times the radius cubed. Well, the radius of this sphere is 10. But then you got to divide by 6 in this case. So that's going to be 1,000. That's 4,000 divided by 6. And I get some 6's there. So it's going to be plus the 15,000. And I get 15,6. Okay, they didn't divide by 3. Let me back up. The volume of the silent. Okay, so, I mean, this is what I'm getting. Let me see if I divided it by 6. Okay. Okay, since I'm not real sure, let me back up. So that's 4,000 divided by 6. I guess I did. 4,000 divided by 6 equals that, plus 15,000. And that gives me 4,000 divided by 6. Okay? And then plus 15,000. And that gives me what I had originally. Okay? So in this case, I'm going to get 0.76 is repeating there. So I want one that equals that. Now let's look at the answer on this one. So on the back side, which this is, the answer should be B, but let's check it. So this is the one they're saying. Let's see what we get. So we're going to get 47,000 divided by 3. And that's what we get. So it's the same exact thing. You just have to work this out. Okay? And pi is part of the answer. So you would technically have to multiply by 3, but they did not. Let's work this one right here. It is a octahedron. Whatever the heck that is. What is the best cross-section of this thing? Trying to figure out how they did a cross-section. Looks like a rectangle there. Let's see what they have. It is. It's a rectangle. Okay. Let's go to this one. A rectangle is rotated about its size. What is the three-dimensional figure formed? Well, if you take a rectangle like this, and then you start to rotate it, it's going to turn into a cylinder. And that's the answer. All right, we're going to stop there for today. Have a good morning. MCR class, you are going to be multiplying exponents. Okay? We're done for today. There it is.